For this project, we were asked to create a truck driving fatigue simulator. The idea being that we would replicate maybe about 2 hours of driving. Most of this project was created by the graduate student, Michael, as well as the undergraduate student, Matt, at the time. And they created an entire roadway surface based on actual GPS data. Now, they used quite a few plugins from the Unity Asset Store to pull this thing off, and we thought this project was completed. However, we found out that the civil engineers were having difficulty working with the comma-separated value data that was being produced by this. What I mean is, as the simulation ran, it would produce a series of position markers, as well as collision identifiers, and quite a bit of other kinds of data and information. They were taking in all this data and trying to figure out how the truck driver was actually performing, whether they were fatigued or not based on reaction times and a few other parameters. The decision was made to create a small application for them using the Unity engine that would load in this data, that is the user data, their driving plan, as well as road data. So let's take a moment and look at what we'll create in the next few videos. So what we have here is a Unity editor. We have our GUI on the side. At the top we have user data. So this is actually information about where the driver is during the run. Below that we have the lane data, which are the center lines for each of these lanes. If we hit the generate button, what we end up with, once it's finished processing this information, is a series of lines. And these lines are actually going to tell us where we're going to move within this demonstration. So here we are. So it's finished processing. I'm using the W, A, S, and D keys to move our camera across these lanes. Each lane is designated with a different color, and the boundaries between those lanes are shown in white. As we move across these lanes, let's zoom out a little bit actually, so we can use the middle mouse button to zoom in and out. This is also an orthographic camera. The yellow line denotes the location of the player as they're driving through the simulation. And the intent behind this application is to let the reviewer take a look at the data and see where they actually cross between lanes. So for instance, here the truck has obviously gone from the rightmost lane into the left lane, but only for a brief moment. This most likely indicates that they weren't really paying attention or they were going too fast. So for this project, we're basically going to learn how to take in information, CSV data, process it inside of Unity, and then use that data to create an entire mesh. In our particular case, we're just going to work with line data or lines. We're not going to work with actual polygonal data for this, although the same series of steps you see me go through could be used for polygonal data as well.